Welcome, everyone. You are about to embark on a journey through the universe as you indulge in this extraordinary essence of enlightened, empowered, evolved. Let the show begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Just in time. Greetings, everyone. I'm Luke Bryan Smith, and welcome to Enlightened, Empowered, Evolved, where we educate, motivate, and liberate you through enlightening dialogues, empowering music, and evolving content. I know everyone's doing well, and everything is unfolding perfectly. I am excited yet again because my next guest, I'll just say this, she's a very passionate uh, individual in regards to coaching, educating, uh, educated herself as well, PhD, just so much, and author. And we're going to dive into some of this and even more. But without further ado, allow me to introduce to you Leona Nasser. How are you doing today, Leona?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing absolutely wonderful. And I just want to say before I even say any more that I am a firm believer that time is one of our most precious assets. And for you to choose to spend a moment of your time here with me in the history of your timeline on Enlightened, Empowered, Evolve, I just want to extend my sincerest gratitude to you. Thank you very much for being here at this present moment.
Thank you for hosting me.
Yes, yes. So we talked a little bit prior, and I want to get right into that. Uh, your PhD and your pharmaceutical background and how that you started off with that and what it has I'm sorry, transformed into in regards to holistic and all that. Can you give us a bit of framework around all of that?
Great. Yeah, so as you said, I have a PhD of science in pharmacy. I worked in pharmaceutics in the United States for 8 years before I moved to the Middle East to work in education for over a decade. I taught science, health science, and I led the health science department at some point. And then I decided to become a certified international trainer and coach in leadership and presentation skills, as well as multiple intelligences consultant.
Mm.
In 2017, I started writing my first book, but it didn't get published until 2021. In the middle of COVID, despite all challenges, it got published at that time. And I published my second book in March of this year.
Mm.
So how did the holistic health approach came into my way? It's because, as I was going through this whole journey of pharmaceutics, educations, as you introduced me, coaching and training, and being an author, a writer, through all that, I was struggling with an inflammatory bowel disease named Crohn's, which is a long-term disease, incurable. And through the struggling and the challenges that I have faced, going through the phases of this disease, from diagnosis to finding the proper treatment, I went into a long journey of adjusting to the disease and coping with it. And that's where the holistic health coaching idea came from. Because I realized that even though I'm taking medication, that by itself, and as I said, I do have a pharmaceutical background. I know that medications are selective toxins. They do cure one part or one organ, but they cause damage to other organs and to other parts of the body. So as long as we can eliminate them or maybe reduce the dosage, and I said in some cases, there is no escape. We have to take medication. But
Right.
knowing that fact and knowing that reality, I knew that medication by itself, it's not going to come into the root cause of what I'm going through.
Right.
It only treated the symptoms to a certain point. But I had to dig further to what is causing all of these symptoms or this disease to begin with. And then I
Right.
thought about the idea of balancing the physical, mental, emotional, social, and spiritual health.
Wow.
And with that balance, I discovered that the root cause of the disease is not just a physical one. It's not just inflammation in the colon. There are other parts that play a role in that, flare up of the disease. So I have started working on my diet, personalizing my own diet, making a diet journal for myself to see which medication or, which diet or food would truly not irritate the colon and keep the symptoms to the least,
Wow.
and stay in remission. And then I worked on my fitness, my physical activity, daily physical activity, because with this kind of disease, you have a lot of fatigue,
Mm.
and it's not the regular fatigue that you get from, let's say, staying up 2 nights without sleeping or exercising. It's a different kind of fatigue
Right.
because of the continuous, symptoms that are, preventing you from sleeping or eating properly. So at some point you can get malnutritious, which will add to the fatigueness. You get low with vitamins and minerals and other nutrients. So with that, I have to come up with different exercise routines that keeps me energized. Especially, I'm working in education, a teacher, a head of department. I'm so active at that point. So I had to be so energetic and so, active.
Mm.
Um, at the same time, I worked on stress reduction because I realized that the higher the stress is, the more the symptoms and the harsher the symptoms are. So I had to come up with relaxation techniques and, a way to reduce my stress in order to not trigger any of these symptoms. And it is now, researchers have shown that stress is the main cause of a lot of chronic illnesses.
Right. Right.
So that's where the idea came of becoming a holistic health coach, trainer and coach for those who are suffering from chronic diseases. Just show them the same path I went through, and allow them to heal naturally, because I came out of all medications, especially medications that were not working for me, and they had
Right.
a lot of side effects, such as steroids and other medications. I
Right.
came out of all of these medications and took care of my diet, my physical activity, relaxation techniques, sleeping well, having enough sleep and sleep routine. Um, all of that, helped me into build a personalized plan that worked for me. And I can do that with any person who is going through a chronic disease and the struggle of adjusting and finding their personalized treatment plan.
Wow. I just want to say that I resonate with everything that you've said. And what makes it even more, in my perspective, what you said even more powerful is that you have experience um, in both, you know, uh, medication and holistics. And what I have found from my perspective again, and that's positive, even in the Western culture, it's starting. It may not be enough, but I can see a start in doctors embracing more of a holistic approach. And I just witnessed uh, attending an appointment with a loved one where the doctor was basically saying no to the medications or very little medications. Allow your body to naturally um,
Heal. Heal.
observe feel some of the pain so that the natural chemicals can deal with it. And that to me is very encouraging. So Yes, I can see that happening, and I'm thankful that Western medicine is finally starting to come around to it, because that's a whole different segment in regard to why I don't think this hasn't been embraced uh
Long time ago.
before, a long
Yeah.
time ago. And I think it goes without being said why. So yes, I won't get into that, but yes,
Neither me.
yes, but at the same time, I just want to just further just commend you on just not only healing yourself and finding ways to heal yourself holistically, because we are meant to heal ourselves and our foods and the earth. I strongly believe and know that it provides everything that we need. And it's just that we consume things that we shouldn't, um, along with the stress that we take on, our emotions. We need to learn how to relax more and be more at balance. And that's why I work on myself every day to harmonize myself, um,
Staying
physically.
authentic, staying
Yes.
authentic. It's
Authentic.
very, very important. There is a saying, someone have said, the biggest stress is trying to be someone that you're not. That's where.
Absolutely. And in Western culture, especially this commercialized culture, um, that is encouraged, to be someone that you're not, in order to gain these uh, material successes and accolades,
I
um,
totally agree.
which do not equal sustained happiness, anyways. You know,
Exactly.
so that is amazing, and I thank you for bringing that into awareness. Yes, because I think that needs to be highlighted more and more, in my perspective, that we sacrifice really our health and our well-being to feed this machine that is intended just to accumulate, uh, just to be frankly money, and it's
And
like, no.
most of the time, it's egoism. We're feeding that ego.
Yes, egoism as well. Yes.
I talk about that in my book.
You know, that leads me to the next question. Please tell us about your two literary accomplishments, and what they're entitled, please,
Yeah.
and how to find
Uh,
them.
yeah, definitely. The first book is named Change Your Life in the Light of Consciousness. They're both on Amazon. You could
Okay.
purchase them, by just typing the name of the book or my name.
And the
Um,
title again is what?
the first one is Change Your Life in the Light of Consciousness. So
Okay.
it's going to
Give
talk
us a little
about
brief
consciousness.
summary in what we can, some of the things we can find in that book, like what it will tell us without giving too much away.
Exactly. Um, the book definitely talks in the beginning about how consciousness is formed from
Mm,
a neuroscience perspective.
mm,
Since we are um, embryos,
mm.
until we are born, the newborns, they start having some self-awareness due to neurology connection of the brain,
Right.
after being born. And that continues after birth. And then it talks about, how each one of us have their own personal perception of reality because of our physical senses,
Mm,
and because of our personal perception. Subjective reality for us is different. Then we move to talk about the effect of emotions on
oh, wow.
our personal experiences, how our emotions affect our personal experience.
Mm,
And then I'll move to talk about my near-death experience. I was involved in a car accident in the United States back in 1996,
oh, wow.
which was fatal, but I survived. I was a
Mm,
passenger, and I had to go through many surgeries to fix my bones. I
oh,
talk about that in the book.
oh, wow. And there,
Um,
and countless hours of therapy, I would imagine.
Exactly. I stayed for like a year after that, going through rehabilitation to be able to
Yes.
walk properly.
Oh,
And,
wow.
yeah. So that was an experience by itself, the near-death experience.
Mm.
And then after that, I talk about altered states of consciousness, and near-death experience is one of them. It alters our perception. It alters our consciousness. We move into a higher level of consciousness because we know that what we have is only the now. We only have this moment. The past is gone. The next moment is unknown. All that we have is now, when we are so close to death and everything is vanishing in a second.
Wow.
So that's what's going to bring me to the next book title, which is going to be Awakening to the Power of Now. But before we move to the next book, this first book, after talking about altered states of consciousness, I move towards the end of the book in chapter 10 to talk about spirituality and enlightenment, and how near-death experiences or altered states of consciousness, such as guided meditation, could be rituals such as shamanic rituals. They put you in an altered state of consciousness, and what they're supposed to be is supposed to enlighten us. They're supposed to raise us, expand our horizons, and raise us to a higher level of consciousness.
Absolutely.
And through a spiritual path. So within that last chapter, I talk about egoism, self-centeredness, as we have talked about right now, and how through that experience you let go of the ego and you realize your true self, who you are, because you could vanish at any moment. So why waste the time of pretending someone that you're not? Just be yourself, learn who you are, and then I talk about exactly what you have talked about, how happiness does not lie in materialism. It lies in spiritualism and asceticism.
Yes.
When you don't have expectations and you're thankful, have gratitude for everything that you have now, you are a happy person. You don't get frustrated or disappointed because things didn't go the way you want them to go. And towards the last section of the book, I talk about how this life on earth could be heavens if we are not selfish, if we are not self-centered, if we share our resources. There's abundance in the universe. There is enough resources for everyone. If we live with love rather than hatred, and we live with compassion and trying to help each other as human beings, rather than, as you said, feeling that individuality and that materialistic perception of this reality, which will only allow us to compete with each other and try to get rid of each other to possess those material possessions. The second book name is Awakening to the Power of Now, which is also found on Amazon. It has basically, I want to say it's a second edition of the first book. There are some changes in the first chapter, but the basic concept of consciousness and perception of reality, also my near-death experience, is in the second book, and the path to spiritual enlightenment. But I want to say it's more of an updated version of the book that was published in 2021. So this is published recently in 2024.
Wow. And you can find, go ahead. I apologize.
Yeah, no problem. And people might find the first one, Change Your Life in the Light of Consciousness, more of a scientific book, while Awakening to the Power of Now, it's more like talking the language of, the public, where everyone could, understand. It doesn't use a lot of medical terminology.
Amazing. And again, we can find your books on Amazon under Dr. Leona Nasser.
Dr. Leona Nasser, or if you want to type in the names, Change Your Life in the Light of Consciousness or Awakening to the Power of Now. But if they type in the name, Leona Nasser or Dr. Leona Nasser, you will find them both on Amazon.
Amazing. And I thank you for giving us a bit of a preview in regard to both of your books. I appreciate that, because everyone knows that has tapped in with me that books, when I even hear the word book, I light up because I am a voracious reader. So I'm definitely going to look into your books. And here's another reason why, and I can't make this up right now, but that's why I love the way the universe orchestrates things, because two of my favorite books on my list of favorite books right now, and then you'll see where I'm going with this. There's one entitled The Physics of Consciousness by Ivan Antic. My other one is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Now you have two books along those same lines. You see how things work?
Exactly.
And
Perfectly matching.
perfectly a matching. So then that to me is a message from the universe to look into your books as well. So I can choose
I
to
hope
I can choose to ignore that, but I usually don't, not at this point in my journey. Whenever I get signs and synchronicities, I go down those. So I have to get your books because the
that's
universe
great.
says so.
That's great. And I hope you will find a lot of value in both books. To tell you the truth, in both books, I try to enlighten others, with my near-death experience, and allow others to see the value, as I said, of the power of now, living in the moment, without
Absolutely.
having to go through the trauma of near-death
Absolutely.
experience, and that's what I try to do in both books.
Absolutely. And and that's amazing because I have a workshop coming up um with a friend and former, not don't want to say former, but she was a guest on my show, and her name is Ria Wong, and we're developing a workshop in regard to the name the main subject, the main focus is on the power of now. So that is
Right.
amazing.
So I think the book is going to, guide you a lot to what the content could be. You could benefit from that,
Oh yes.
definitely.
No, you don't have to sell it to me. I already got it now.
I'm not
You
trying
just
to.
no, I know. I'm just joking with you. I'm just making fun. But no, no, those are powerful modalities, powerful titles, powerful subject matter, however you want to put it. And definitely I'm diving into those. And I appreciate you being a conduit of the universe to let me know what my next books need to be. Uh,
Right. I think each one of us is a book by themselves. So our
Absolutely.
experiences, as I said, we have our own subjective experience of reality, and each one of us can, write a book, be that life experience, and enlighten others, because I know there is uniqueness in each one's experience that everyone could benefit from.
Absolutely. Basically, everyone has a story. Everyone has an example, um, to show, to encourage uh, someone else, because someone else is always going to be, there's billions of people in the world, and there's going to be someone multiplied, most likely, but someone that's going to relate to your particular journey. And that's
Exactly.
amazing. And thank you for affirming that and reminding us of that. That's absolutely amazing. So, Leona, how can people, while we are here, can you audibly share with us website or any other way that people can find you?
Sure. People can reach me at awakentothe.now.com. That's my website address. Also, they can reach me by email at leona@awakentothe.now.com. So it's all related to the book title. And I'm active on all social media. So they can connect with me on LinkedIn I respond there, and they can DM me through that. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm active on all of these social media, so they can type in my name and connect with me there. But they definitely can reach me through the website or by email. Do you want me
Absolutely.
to repeat the email
Yeah,
address
sure.
again?
You can.
Okay,
Yes.
so the email address is leona@awakentothenow.com, and the website is awakentothenow.com.
Amazing. Thank you very much. And before we finally conclude this segment, is there anything else that you would like to share, say, uh, any bit of in wisdom you would like to impart before we go, or just anything?
Yeah, as I said, I would truly like everyone to realize how blessed they are, even if there are things that they truly want and they're not getting, focusing on what they have, the blessings that they have, and having gratitude for that will allow them to, at some point, get what they are dreaming about, or what is it that they are trying to achieve. So each one of us is blessed with a certain set of blessings, but at some point we might not recognize that just because we're looking at others and what others have. So if we look at the blessings that we do have, we tend to appreciate and have gratitude for all the blessings that we live with, and live the moment to the fullest.
Amazing. Thank you again, Leona. I appreciate you very much for bringing more incredible value to not only myself, but to everyone here that's witnessing this and will witness this in the future. And but the future meaning the present, because all we have is now. So
Right,
yes,
exactly.
yes.
See.
But
Mhm.
yes, I just want to extend my sincerest gratitude to you just for bringing amazing context, amazing value, amazing knowledge, perspectives, wisdom, insight, experiences. Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
Thank you for hosting me. I enjoyed a lot this conversation, and I hope everyone will benefit from what we have discussed.
Absolutely. I am certain of that. And thank you everyone for watching and or listening. As always, I appreciate your support. I appreciate you sharing your time here with my guest and I. And just thank you so much. I appreciate you. And be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe button, leave comments, and share this. Get this amazing uh, message out there, help the platform grow, and help to elevate and enlighten humanity. Until next time, love and appreciation. See you soon. Enlightened, empowered, evolved.